Today we're going to be doing a versus between my two-step pound cakes that are most popular on my site, which is my cream cheese two-step pound cake and my sour cream two-step pound cake. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make both of them, and we're going to see which one is better in your opinion. Both of these take 5 minutes to make, and if you want more pound cake recipes, check out my Southern Pound Cakes ebook. The link will be in my bio. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get started. This looks and tastes like a traditional pound cake, but it's made in 5 minutes, and it's made with putting all the ingredients in a bowl at one time. This pound cake is ready in under 5 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to make it in this video. So here is what you will need in order to make this. You're going to need some sugar. It doesn't matter what type of sugar you have. You're going to need some white lily all-purpose flour or cake flour. I'm using cake flour in this recipe. You cannot use any other flour or any other all-purpose flour because it's not going to be soft enough. You're also going to need 9 ounces of room temperature cream cheese, 6 eggs room temperature, and 4 sticks of butter room temperature. Room temperature means that it has been out for 2 hours and the eggs are not sweating. For the flavorings, I'm using some vanilla extract and lemon extract, but whatever flavoring you like in your cake, you can add it to there. You will also need a stand mixer. It doesn't have to be a KitchenAid. It can be any type of stand mixer as long as your bowl is 4 to 5 quarts. Now we're ready to start mixing. I got some cake flour at the bottom. I'm adding in some baking powder, about a half teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this as well. You want to mix this thoroughly. I'm not sifting it, but you can if you want to. For me, I don't think it's necessary for this recipe, but I got some pink Himalayan salt going in, and I'm going to whisk that together as well. Now, I'm using cake flour in this recipe because we don't have enough time to cream the butter and the sugar to make it light and fluffy. Normally, I would use all-purpose flour, white lily all-purpose flour to be exact, but since this is a quick recipe, we're going to use cake flour. Next, you're going to add the sugar on top of that, and you're going to make sure the flour is covered. This is very important when it comes to this method because we're going to be reverse creaming. Next, you're going to layer your butter on top of that. And like I said, we're mixing everything in one bowl, so you're not going to have to mix everything separately. So if you're a person who does not know how to make a pound cake, or have made pound cakes but if it came out wrong, you can definitely do this. So I'm just layering the butter on top of the sugar, and I'm gonna kind of center it into the middle of the bowl so it can mix evenly at one time. Now on top of the butter, we're going to add in our room temperature cream cheese, and make sure everything is room temperature. This is super important, or this method will not work. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if your eggs are sweating, they're not room temperature. They should be room temperature, and you should not feel any type of cold on the egg. Now I'm cracking each egg in a bowl because we're going to beat this together. We don't have the time to mix each egg into the butter and the sugar if we were doing a regular pound cake. So me mixing it all together and beating it all together, make sure that it's well incorporated before we add it to the batter, will actually help the cake taste better and actually have a better crumb. So this is not your normal 2-step pound cake recipe. I made it my own and rewrote it to make sure that you guys have the best success with this pound cake. I forgot to spray my pan and then freeze it, so that's what I'm doing now. I got my pan spray. This is the only spray that I use for my pound cakes. This is a Nordic Ware pound cake pan. I'll link to it below. But I'm just spraying this pan, and I'm making sure I get every single part of this pan. You do not want your cake sticking whatsoever. And once I spray the pan, I'm going to put it in the freezer so it can solidify. So while that's solidifying in the freezer, I'm going to add in my eggs on top of the butter and the cream cheese and sugar. And then I'm also going to add in some vanilla extract and lemon extract. Like I said, now you can use almond extract or butter extract or whatever type of extract you want. This part is really up to you, whatever type of flavor you like in your pound cake, or you can do 5 flavors. It really doesn't matter. Now that we got all of our ingredients in the bowl, it's time to start mixing. Now this is super important when it comes to your pound cake coming out right. So I got this whisk with the side sweeper, and I felt like it'll be perfect for this since we're mixing everything at one time. I also have a spatula that I'm going to use to scrape down my bowl and pan, but we're going to start with the mixer on low speed for around 2 to 3 minutes. Right now, I'm just looking for everything to get well combined, including the flour. When you can see no more flour at the bottom of your bowl, that's when you're ready to stop mixing. But as you can see, I still see flour, and it's still having a hard time mixing it together. That's why we're going on low speed. We don't want to break our mixer. But once everything is well combined, it's going to start to speed up, as you can see right here. And once it starts to speed up, I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to scrape down my bowl with my spatula. This is super important. You want to make sure all of your ingredients are combined together. So make sure you thoroughly get everything from the sides of the bowl to the bottom of the bowl, mix it up. And just really take your time with this part because you want to make sure, like I said, everything is combined. Once you feel like everything is scraped down, we're going to turn the mixer back on and we're going to take it up to medium high speed and we're going to mix for around 1 to 3 minutes. Now pay attention because you do not want to over mix this. Once I start seeing that everything is creaming together properly, I'm going to stop the mixer. Now this video is sped up a little bit, so that's why I'm saying it's going to be 1 to 3 minutes. But once your pound cake batter looks like this, then you're good to go. As long as there's no large chunks of flour or no large chunks of butter, you're good to go. If you see that, continue mixing for around, it's only going to take 1 to 3 minutes. So, but continue mixing until you see no big large chunks of it. Now, if they're small, then that's fine. That's going to all melt and come together in the oven. As you can see maybe a little small chunks of butter in my pound cake batter, but that, like I said, that's fine. As long as overall the pound cake batter is homogeneous, then you're good to go. I should also mention that this recipe will be in the description along with my pound cake ebooks. Now I have over 40 pound cake recipes on my website that you guys can take advantage of. When it comes to pound cakes, I kind of know what I'm talking about, so that'll be linked in my bio as well. But now we're ready to start baking our pound cake. The oven is preheated to 325. I took my pound cake pan out of the freezer, and as you can see, the spray has solidified to the pan, so this is going to be great because it's not going to stick. So now we're just pouring everything into our pound cake pan and we're just turning it to make sure that all of the mix gets in there. You want to make sure your pound cake pan is filled up to the rim. Do not try to save some of the pound cake batter and put it in another pan. It's not going to work. All of this needs to be baked together. Also, make sure you're getting everything off of the spatula. That is super, super, super important. When I was developing this recipe, I wanted to make sure that this pound cake could be done from anywhere and that anybody could do a pound cake. So when I saw the two-step pound cake recipe, I kind of made it my own. I went and I kind of did my, my scientific research on what I can do to make the recipe better for you guys. So this is super, super easy that anybody can do this right now, whether you're preparing for Thanksgiving or you just had trouble like making a regular pound cake. Not everybody can bake, but I promise you can do this. It doesn't get any easier than this, and it'll taste way better if you try to make a pound cake from a box mix. I don't know why people try to make pound cakes from a box mix. It does not taste the same, but this will taste like a traditional homemade pound cake like your grandma made it. So I'm just taking my pound cake pan and I'm tapping it, and you want to get rid of the air bubbles, and I'm shaking it around, making sure the pound cake batter is going from edge to edge. I'm not concerned about it getting too close to the pan or getting stuck to the pan because, like I said, we sprayed it down. We threw this in the freezer, so the pan is solidified, and when we bake this, it's going to come out very easily. You will see. If you're enjoying this video so far, definitely give this a like and share this with friends that have trouble baking. I guarantee if they follow these instructions, they'll have a great pound cake as well. So now I'm putting this in the 325 oven. Now bake time is going to differ from oven to oven. Mine took an hour and 30 minutes. Let me show you how you will know that your pound cake is done. So I'm going to get a toothpick and I'm going to insert it on both sides of the cake. Very important that you insert it on both sides. And as you can see, the toothpick comes out clean. It has a little bit of crumbs on there, but not a lot. Now this is when I checked the pound cake earlier. If your toothpick looks like this, then it's definitely not done, and you want to bake it for an additional 15 minutes. So now here comes the stressful part of me taking the pound cake out of the pan. So let your pound cake cool for about 10 minutes, and this is the most stressful part of me actually removing the pound cake from the pan. But as you can see, it came out instantly and it was great. No stickage on the pan whatsoever. So now I'm going to flip the pound cake back over. So I got another cake board and I'm just going to take it and twist it and just turn it around. Now you can have it bottom up or, the front facing like you're taking it out the oven way as well. You're going to let the cake completely cool. So for about 30 minutes, and then you can cut into it. Now, if you guys want to add a glaze, you most certainly can add a glaze. But yeah, that's it, folks. That's how you make the easiest pound cake. The best sour cream pound cake on the internet. This is super easy to make. It doesn't take a lot of ingredients, and it takes you back to a time when you was growing up and your grandma or your great auntie made one. You don't need no glaze for this one. This is super easy to make. So the first thing we're going to do is cream together our butter and sugar. In a bowl of a stand, make sure I got 3 cups of sugar going down, granulated sugar, and then I got 3 sticks of salted butter. Salted butter is all that I had. You can use salted or unsalted butter. It's not going to affect the taste, but it will affect the sodium level. So if you're watching your sodium, you might want to use unsalted butter, but salted butter is all that I had. So I'm creaming this together, and this is going to take about 5 to 7 minutes. A lot of people do not properly cream their butter and sugar when it comes to their pound cake, and this is what helps your cake get tall and fluffy and tender. So you definitely don't want to skip on this step. So as you can see, as I'm creaming the butter and sugar is starting to come together, and then I'm increasing the speed a little bit. And as I'm increasing the speed, you can see it's starting to stick to the sides of the bowl. That's how you know that you've properly creamed together your butter and sugar. And you can see it's doubled in volume. I'm going to show you the color. At first it was a yellow tint. Now it is, white and fluffy. Once you get to this stage, you want to scrape down your bowl just to make sure everything from the bottom of the bowl, as far as butter, is getting well incorporated. So just take like a minute or two to make sure you scraping down your bowl, getting this stuff on a spatula, just making sure everything is well combined. So I'm mixing a little bit more. I think I only mix for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. It is super important that you do not over cream, but you don't want to under cream either. The next thing you're gonna do is crack in all of your eggs. Now these are a lot of eggs, but this is needed. It helps you with the height of the cake. And yeah, so you're definitely gonna need all these eggs. These are large eggs. This is about 6 eggs going in. Remember, the full recipe will be in the description below. So just don't try to go by the video, read the description as well. Also, if you're looking for more sour cream pound cakes like this, my pound cake ebook is in my bio, where you can go over and get all of my recipes from start to finish, including 20 of my custom made pound cakes that I used to sell online before I started doing videos. But back to the video, I got my mixer on low speed and I'm slowly adding in my eggs one at a time. You do not want to go past low speed when adding in your eggs, because if you whip air into your egg whites, it can make your cake collapse. So just keep that in mind. So what I'm looking for before adding in the next eggs is the previous egg yolk needs to be completely combined into the butter and sugar mixer before adding in the next egg. You really want to be super careful when you're adding in your eggs, because if you undermix them, it could be a problem. But if you overmix it, it is going to be a problem. So just kind of keep that happy medium, like 5 seconds before adding the next egg. But once all of your eggs are in your batter, you're going to take your spatula and you're going to go around your bowl. You want to go under your pound cake batter to make sure every egg yolk or all of that is mixed in completely. Now you're going to add your sifted white lily all-purpose flour, salt, and baking powder. Now I did forget to add in my salt and baking powder, but that's a half teaspoon of each going in, and I'm mixing that in there. But yeah, so don't forget that. But you're gonna add that in, kind of a spoonful at a time. This is 3 cups of white lily all-purpose flour, and I have my mixer on low speed, and I'm slowly adding it in. Do not go past low speed, because if you go past low speed, excuse me, you will start to develop gluten, and gluten is what makes cakes taste bready, and you don't want that. So now I'm, just continuously mixing it in so I get all of that all-purpose flour, salt, and baking powder in there. There's no rush on this, and you want to make sure you do this part right. So don't, just kind of take your time with it. But once I got all of that all-purpose flour in there, what I'm going to do next is add in my sour cream and vanilla extract. I added some vanilla extract into my sour cream so I wouldn't forget it. And this is a full cup, so 8 ounces of sour cream. You just get the small thing of sour cream, it'll be 8 ounces. You're gonna mix that into your cake, but you're not gonna mix longer than 10 seconds. Like I said, we don't want to develop gluten because it still is a cake and not bread. So once it's fully combined, I want to give my cake batter one little, scrape down just to make sure everything is combined. Really, really take your time. You're not gonna over mix it with, going by hand. But if you was to use your stand mixer, yeah, because a stand mixer is mechanical and you are human. So just by you folding it in and making sure everything is well combined is not over mixing it. Okay, so you're gonna take it off. And then I have my cake goop in my pound cake pan. I threw it in the freezer for about 10 minutes, and this is to help the cake goop stick to the pan. So this is cake goop is basically your cake release. It helps your cake not to stick, and I've been using this on the past 4 or 5 cakes, and it's been working great. But if you don't have that, you can use some Pam or Baker's Joy. I do not know why people love Baker's Joy. I'll Before I started using Pam, Baker's Joys used to make my cake stick all the time. So I'm not a Baker's Joy fan, but if you swear by it, what you want to do is spray down your pan and put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes to let it stick to the pan. But yeah, comment if you've had great success with Baker's Joy. I just never had success with it. So you want to take your cake pan and you want to tap it around. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out. Spend around 2 to 3 minutes doing this. Bake this on 325. Every oven is different. Mine took about an hour and 25 minutes. I let my cake cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. And yeah, as you can see, that cake goop did its job. It did not stick at all and it looked really good. Add a glaze if you want. You really don't need no glaze. It's sweet enough. But if you want more pound cake recipes, check out my pound cake ebook and make sure you like and subscribe for more.